I'm in charge. I can have any man I want.
In a busy, beautiful town lived a woman named Adamma. Adamma was very rich. She had a huge house, many servants, and clothes made of the finest cloth. She could buy anything she wanted, but Adamma was also a very fat woman, and in her town, many men liked to marry smaller women. This made Adamma sad, angry, and lonely. She had all the money in the world, but she did not have a husband. She wanted a man to marry her, but every man she liked left after a little while. Adamma stopped wishing for love. Now she just wanted power. She wanted to choose any man and make him stay, no matter what. One night, when she felt the most alone, Adamma decided to do something bad. She went to see Mazi, the great physician, a magician who lived high on a dark hill and only did magic for people who wanted selfish things. Adamma took some of her loyal guards and a lot of gold. They climbed the dark, difficult path to Mazi's hut. The hut looked scary, made of old sticks and bones, and it smelled funny. Mazi was not a old man, he was light-skinned and slim. Adamma put her gold down and told him exactly what she wanted. "Mazi," she said, her voice loud and demanding, "I want to be able to pick any man I see, make him love me, and then send him away when I am bored." Mazi gave a cold, thin smile. He didn't say much. He just said, "Adamma, the price for this power is a secret," he whispered. He took out a small black shiny stone from a bag. It had strange little lines carved into it. "This is the heartstring knot," Mazi told her. "It will tie a man's heart to yours, but you must pay the price to the old spirit every night." He told her the rules. Every night, when the moon is high, you must hold the charm and dance. You must dance only for the air spirits. And here is the most important rule: nobody must ever see you dance. If anyone sees your dance, the knot will break and the magic will be gone. Adamma didn't care about the rules, she only cared about the power. She took the stone, feeling excited and a little bit bad. She went home, ready to start her wicked plan. Back at her huge house, Adamma started to use her power. It was amazing. She would see a strong man, a clever man, or a handsome man. She would touch the black charm, talk to the man, and he would drop everything and follow her home. She found it fun to take them and then toss them away. After a few weeks, she would get bored. She would look at the man who was lost in her spell, and she would feel nothing but coldness. "Go away," she would yell, and her guards would push the man out of the gate. When the magic charm let go, the man would stand on the road, dizzy and confused, not knowing why he was there or why he had left his life. The people in the village grew scared. They saw good men walking back into town, sad and confused. They started to whisper, "Adamma is using dark magic. She is stealing men's hearts." One day, Adamma went to the busy marketplace. She saw a man who had a happy light around him. His name was Emeka. Emeka was standing next to his wife Chinyere. Chinyere was a good, kind woman, and they were holding hands and smiling over a basket of food. They looked so simple and so happy. When Adamma saw their true happiness, her envy burned like a hot coal. She didn't just want Emeka, she wanted to destroy that happiness. Adamma walked straight up to them. She said a simple greeting to Emeka, but as she spoke, she quickly touched the black charm that was hidden under her sleeve. The magic shot hard like a dart right away. Emeka's eyes became cloudy. He let go of Chinyere's hand. The charm made him forget his love, his home, his wife. He looked at Adamma and she was the only thing he wanted. He didn't say goodbye, he just followed Adamma, walking away from his wife and his life right in the middle of the market. She watched her husband go and she started to cry. She ran after them until she reached the huge dark gates of Adamma's estate. The gates became the place where she relieved her sadness. Every day, she would stand there shouting Emeka's name until her voice was gone. Emeka, it is your wife. They use magic on you. Adamma's big cruel guards would come out. Go away, poor woman. This man is married to our madam now. You are nothing. Chinyere went home, but she always came back. She was getting smaller and sadder, but she would not give up. She cried day and night for the man she lost to the sham. Adamma held a big fancy wedding to show everyone that Emeka was hers. But even after marrying him, she was still fresh and selfish. She kept meeting other men, using the charm, enjoying the chase, and then quickly throwing them out. Emeka was just a puppet who stayed by her side. Chinyere's suffering became even worse. One morning, she found a way to run past the outer gate and got into the big house yard. Emeka, look at me. Remember our life. Chinyere screamed. Adamma became furious. Her quiet life was ruined. She looked like a thundercloud ready to burst. She called aghast. Catch her, Adamma commanded. This
Lock
sad
her up!
woman is making
Take
me
her away
mad.
now!
Lock her up. Not in the dark jail,
Lock her
but
up!
in the small
Take her
room by the
away now!
stables. She is now my prisoner. She was dragged away still crying and locked in a small damp room that was usually only for old things. Chinyere lived in the dark room like a prisoner. Cold old food was pushed through a hole in the door. She cried every day and every night. The pain was too much to handle, but Adamma's heart was as cold as a stone, and she wanted Chinyere to feel the maximum pain. Sometimes, late at night, Adamma would call Chinyere out of the room. She would force the broken woman to sit in the corner of her big fancy bedroom, and Chinyere would have to watch as Adamma and Mika held each other. Look, woman, Adamma would hiss, her eyes shining with terrible joy. See your love, he is mine. This is what happens when you are not good enough. It was the most terrifying thing. Being forced to watch was a kind of torture. She felt like she was dying inside. She prayed that the gods would see what was happening and bring an end to her suffering. Adama's power depended on the strict rule no one must see the dance. One night, Adama finished talking to her helpers and sent them away. She went into her secret room. She turned the huge heavy door handle and pulled the door shut, but she forgot to turn the key. The lock did not click into place. Adama did not know her mistake. She started a strange, ugly dance, holding the black charm and whispering to the spirits. In the middle of the night, a young maid named Amara woke up. She heard a strange, deep, bumping sound coming from one of the rooms. Amara was very curious and a little scared. She walked quietly down the hall until she reached the door. She reached out and turned the handle. The door opened a tiny bit. Amara looked inside. Adamma was there, sweaty and wild, twisting her body and praying to the spirits. She was holding the black charm tightly. The maiden saw her. The moment Amara's eyes saw the dancing, a quick silent light flashed out of the sham. It made a small sound, like a thin glass breaking. The black stone sham fell from Adamma's hand and turned into a pile of great dust on the floor. Adamma felt the power leave her, suddenly and completely. She looked up, her eyes wide with fear, and saw the small frightened face of Amara. Before the maiden quickly shut the door and ran away. The charm was broken, the magic was gone. Adamma's problems were just beginning. The news spread fast through the house. The sight of the mistress doing the weekend dance broke the spell of fear over the servant. By the time the sun came up, Adamma's house was empty. All her workers, from the cook to the biggest guard, grabbed their things and ran away. They wanted to be free. At the same time, the magic left Emeka's heart like a strong wind. He sat up in bed, his mind suddenly clear. He remembered everything: the market, Chinyere, and then all the terrible, confusing months. He looked at Adamma, who was trembling beside him, and he saw a wicked stranger, not a wife. "Where is my wife?" he heard, jumping out of the bed. "Chinyere, what did you do with her, you cruel woman?" Adamma tried to tell him to stop, but her voice was weak. Emeka, full of shame and wanting his true love back, ran through the house searching for Chinyere. The few guards left pointed Emeka to the cold small room. Emeka opened the door and found Chinyere weak but alive. He hugged her and cried, asking for forgiveness for all the bad things he did while the sham held him. Chinyere was free. The people in the village heard the full story of the magic, the lying, and the cruel prison. Their fear turned into true anger. The village elders and the people came to Adamma's big house. They didn't take her money, they just told her their decision. "Adamma," the sheep elder said, his voice loud for all to hear, "you use that power to hurt good people. You have destroyed families. The heir does not want you here. You must leave. Go away from this town and never come back." Adamma was forced out. She had lost her power, her servants, and her husband. She walked away from the town, alone and full of deep sadness. Adamma's only hope was Mazi the magician. She struggled back up the hill, thinking he would fix the broken charm. But Mazi's hut was gone. The whole area was clean. The magician had also been forced to leave because he used bad magic. Adamma was completely terribly alone. She walked deeper into the thick, quiet forest. She was hungry and scared. As she cried under a huge oak tree, a glowing spirit appeared to her. The spirit spoke in a calm, clear voice. "Adamma, you wanted to control what you could not buy. You must now face the bad things you did." The spirit told her that she needed to be good and humble, but it gave her no escape. As the spirit disappeared, the ground began to shake. A sound like a big heavy rope dragged across the dirt filled the air. A massive ancient snake slid out from the trees. It was huge, covered in dull old scales. It was a creature of the forest, coming to bring balance back to the world. The snake opened its mouth bigger than a drum. Adamma was frozen with fear. She knew this was the end. Right there, in the lonely forest, the woman who had used black magic to control hearts was swallowed whole by the big snake. Her bad deeds were finished, and the forest became quiet once more.